got racing out at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Saturday, the 23rd of September 2023. We've got 9 races on the program, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 12 over the 1250 meter trip. I'm joined by Alistair Cohen on the line. And Alistair, how are you doing? How's your week been, and how are you feeling?
Yeah, much better. The cough is just about gone. So that's obviously the good news. So you guys won't have to do too much editing after this show, hopefully. But the week's been good. Yesterday's racing at the Vaal, most of the races were read correctly. So no, not bad at all, thanks, Raheel. And lovely to be on the show. Looking forward to this card. Obviously, as mentioned the other day, Cape Racing have done that bit to give the track every possibility of being ready on Saturday. So hopefully all goes according to plan. It's a nice card. The feature race being the Settlers Trophy at Hollywoodbets Durbanville coming up in race number 7. Couple of tricky races. Race 6 is a tough one, and I like some of the maiden plates on the card. I think there could be some nice ones that step out, but we'll know a little bit more in a few months.
Well, we begin with a maiden plate. 12. Get Impressed is your favorite at 2-1. Speed Racer 33-10, along with Lightning Glow. It's then 10-1 and Better Bar those. There's been a touch of support for Prince of Tibet from 20-1 into 16-1, but we know it's not going to be a lot of money to shorten a first timer. But what's your thoughts on race number 1? I obviously thought this horse Lightning Glow could improve on his debut run, but he's been off the track for some time.
Well, that's the kicker here, Raheel. It's a very interesting race. I think by default, number 1, Get Impressed gets the vote from my side because of draw 1 and because he ran in what I think is quite a hot maiden last time and just got collared over the closing stages. Lexicon Points he's certainly upwardly mobile. That was from the Eric Sand stable. So number 1, Get Impressed, has more going for him. But you're right, these 2 horses coming back from a layoff, 3 Speed Racer, and perhaps more particularly number 11, Lightning Glow. I'd be inclined to believe that both of them would need the run, having their first run, certainly since the other side of the bad weather in Cape Town. But both of them bear watching because they obviously put up some good performances. For example, Speed Racer running a length and a half to Underworld. Underworld's gone on to win a feature race subsequently. And then this horse Teflon Man, who beat Lightning Glow. Although Teflon Man looked the goods been winning last time, he's got a bit to come this season, I believe. So both these horses coming off rest, very interesting horses. But I think by default, number 1 Gets Impressed because he's a fitter horse and coming out of a good form line, and draw 1 makes him the horse that they all need to beat. By the way, I've heard a word about number 14, Roll of the Dice. The draw is obviously a huge problem, so maybe not first time out, but if he does sort of run on and show his hand late in the day, he could be a nice one to follow next time.
Yeah, horse number 14, Roll of the Dice at 25-1 in the market. Maybe one that you want to throw into those quartets. But number 1, Get Impressed from the best of the draws, the one to beat. Moving along to race number 2, another maiden plate, this time for fillies and mares over 1250 meters. And Pineapple Mint Green, we like this one a bit during the weekend. She ran quite a pleasing race, backed into 11-2, just beaten behind Go Like Flow. She sort of got the hang of things. It's very late on in the day. She's the favorite at 28-10. Now the boss is at 9-2. It's Love Shack at 11-2. Give Me That Pearl at 11-2, 7-1, and Better Bar those. It's quite an interesting contest. I think there's a few horses in with chances here. But what's your thoughts on the second?
I think the value, funny enough, is with number 7, Love Shack here, Raheel. I like the horses that she's run with, and I don't think this is the strongest maiden. Certainly the weakest maiden on the card to the eye anyway. I know that Love Shack was just behind number 11, Nile the Boss, last time, but there was only, a quarter of a length in it. And now the Boss has got a tricky draw, and Love Shack's got a reasonable draw. And also, Love Shack's got less miles on the clock. So I'm not saying she's going to win the race, but I think the value lies with number 7, Love Shack. I think the race revolves around whether Pineapple Mint Green runs or not. Her race during the week when obviously that meeting was curtailed after 3 races was a good effort. She was staying on strongly. If she runs, she'll be a hard horse to beat. At least she's fit. Don't know how much work these Cape guys have done. It's almost like the race days are cursed. I think the actual sort of Monday to Sunday days are fine, but the moment the gates open at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, they seem to run in a bit of trouble. So I think the horses are fit enough. And then there's horse number 9, Give Me That Pearl, also bears watching. Very, very well bred. The mother Chestnuts and Pearls was a winner on Hollywoodbets Durbanville roughly a decade ago with Dennis Dreyer. So she could be anything first time up. But the value, no doubt, with number 7, Love Shack, but 8, Pineapple Mint Green, if she runs, the horse to beat.
Yeah, keep a very close eye on number 8, Pineapple Mint Green. But as you heard from Alistair, Love Shack at around 11 to 2 could be some value. We're moving along to race number 3, 1250 meters, maiden plate fillies and mares. And this contest has got Song of Myself at 7 to 10, Night Vigil at 9 to 2, it's 5 to 1, Trey Chic 14 to 1, and better bar those. And fair to say this filly's a banker in all bets.
I've backed up with number 9, Night Vigil. I like what I saw first time from Night Vigil. She was staying on strongly from a deep draw, and she ran into a bit of trouble. Song of Myself is the horse they need to beat, obviously, having run third first time out to Red Moon Rising. But Night Vigil's going to get close, especially if the Kythera form stands up a race earlier with Now the Boss and Love Shack, like I think it will. So that'll make Night Vigil even more appetizing. So in the first leg of the place accumulator, I've gone in with 2 horses. I'm expecting to double up. I'm going to take Boxed Exactus because I can't see too much else troubling them. 7 and 9, Night Vigil and Song of Myself, and that's if Craig Becky doesn't get a black eye from Chase Morjan in the Uber and P.
There you have it, numbers 7 and 9, maybe an exacta box in race number 3, but Song of Myself, definitely the one to beat. Moving along to race number 4, maiden plate over 1250 meters, 13:45, the start of the pick 6. Connery, your 22 to 10 favorite. Draft Rocket is at 9 to 2, 5 to 1, Moon Acres. Call to Unite is at 8 to 1, along with the Noonday Gun, it's 10 to 1, and better bar those. Number 13, E Guguletu is scratched. And Alistair, this horse, Connery, ran a very nice race last time out. That was obviously the meeting that didn't go on for much longer. I think that race was the last race on the card, and they abandoned the meeting after that. But he certainly caught the eye, and the 1250 meter trip seems to be right up his alley.
Correct, that's the kicker with number 10, Connery. The scratching of number 13, Iguguletu, now makes Connery a banker. For me, Raymond Danielson takes her out for Glenn Cotson. Obviously, I chat to part owner Robert Bloomberg quite a bit, and the feeling was 1,000 meters early on, might be a little bit too short, but shows very, very nice work. And last time it was just the draw that caught him out. He had no luck in running, and the penny dropped right in the end. Now goes a more valuable distance for Connery. He's not the biggest around, but he can turn it on. He's shown that he can turn it on, having been running on last time out behind War Chariot. If he gets a little bit of luck in running, that's all he needs. I think that he should win. The first timer that makes the most appeal here, clearly number 3, Call to Unite, son of Verse and Getrix, out of Siren's Call, who won 2 legs of the Wilkerbos Driffle Tiara. This, of course, a half-brother to Sound of Warning, who's a Grade 1 winner. So 3, Call to Unite is interesting. If there is a touch of money, then respect that. Even number 7, Typically French, is related to that horse Normans, who was a Grade 1 winner. So genetically, both horses could have something about them, but the fact that Connery's had the 2 runs under the belt, goes a better distance, there's a lot in his favour. If he misses the first 3, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, I think many punters would be out there if Connery happens to miss out on the top 3, especially those PAs and bar pots. And in terms of the pick 6, you could possibly take your chances and bank him, or you could look for a bit of cover, but he's going to be the top selection in this contest at 22 to 10. We move along to race number 5. 1400 meters a trip for this maiden plate for fillies and mares. Epicleros 2 to 1. Princess Izzy at 33 to 10. Tequila Sky is at 4 to 1. It's a trip to Maputo at 11 to 2. Enchanting Choice, first timer from the Dean Caname yard, is at 6 to 1. It's then 16 to 1. And better bar those. Now, Epicleros returning off a layoff. It's been 80 days since her last start, so it's going to be interesting to see how she shapes up in this contest going over 1400 meters. I think there's a few horses in with chances. I do like the look of number 11, Tequila Sky. She was obviously, I think, set to run during the week, and that didn't work out. But I think she could still run well from that deep draw.
Yeah, interesting race this, Raheel. I mean, the Nordic Quest form is in this race with Princess Izzy and Tequila Sky coming out of that run. What we need to bear in mind, though, is that it was Tequila Sky's first run, Princess Izzy's second run, so you'll probably find Tequila Sky's got a little bit more scope to improve. But I was disappointed with Tequila Sky's second time out. Lady Renee took a while to win. So to me, I'd take the punt that number 5, Princess Izzy, will remain in front of number 11, Tequila Sky. Although there won't be much between them, I think also the draw turnaround will make number 5, Princess Izzy, give her a slight advantage. I don't know if I'd read too much into the jockey arrangements from Snate here, with Fanicoat riding a horse coming back from a layoff and Fundamava sticking with number 5, Princess Izzy. So interesting for me. I've banked number 5, Princess Izzy. I've banked her in my place accumulator. There's no way I'd bank her in the pick 6. I would go with all of the above. 2, 5, 5, 11, and even number 13, Trip to Maputo, having showed good improvement from run 1 to run 2. She's also interesting. But I think there's more in favour of number 5, Princess Izzy, than anyone else, so I'll banker her.
Yeah, 33-10, the quote about number 5, Princess Izzy, and she's going to be the top selection in this contest. But in terms of the pick sixes, include a couple others. Race number 6, Class 4 event over 1,400 meters, and this race, it's quite an interesting contest because it's a big field at lineup, and there's some very nice horses that will be stepping out here. And do take note that number 15, Lucha Verde, does come into the contest with a scratching off number 12, Steadfast, and he pulls draw number 12, and Loom Kotwa is set to ride. Now, Green with Envy, 7-2, 5-1, Rapidash, Boogified, 6-1, and Better Bar. Those I've been waiting for this horse Rapidash to be galloped because he just seems to get above himself every time he comes to the races, and he seems to be a horse that's got a lot of ability. Draw 1. He's obviously returning off rest, but I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on him. But you take me through what was going through your head when you called this horse home last time out, Green with Envy, because how on earth did he get home to win?
Really, I don't know. I mean, this is a very, very complex race, and Green with Envy's got any amounts of improvement to come. Craig Zaki takes her out for Dean Canamel. It's well documented that Dean's a slow start to the season, especially in Cape Town, doesn't run his horses in August. So Green with Envy will be teeing up whatever he needs to tee up. It's not his cup final, but it was, to the eye, a very encouraging win from Green with Envy. First time out, he can only come on. But that argument stands for quite a few horses here. Talk about Rapidash, who I've left out of the place accumulator, but I would obviously have into the pick six. I don't know how that Durban form is going to work out with number 1 Rapidash. I was encouraged with his maiden win, so I thought there were nice horses around him, but I've been a little bit perturbed by the level of that form. But I think Spring Palace is the wrong price, having run in the Langerman last time out in the mud. He'll run a much better race this time around, especially at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, where he's won before. 6 Boogified was a touch disappointing last time behind Bright Blue Sky, but I'll give him another chance. He should certainly get a lot closer to number 11, Bright Blue Sky. And then Lucha Verde, he was obviously supposed to run during the week. That race didn't end up happening, so he gets a chance, number 15, Lucha Verde. I know that I mentioned it in the show that was for the week, that 15 Lucha Verde shows Brett Crawford absolutely nothing, and he's been encouraged with the way that he brings it to the racetrack. So, like I said, you'd rather have a horse that shows nothing and brings it to the racetrack than shows everything and doesn't bring it to the racetrack. So 4 horses with me, 4, 6, 8 and 15. The most exciting horse, definitely number 8, Green with Envy, but overall it's a race that really it inspires me. I mean, I know it's a class 4, but there could be some 3-year-olds in here who have a lot to come.
I think so. There's some very nice 3-year-olds on show here, and as you heard from Alistair, he's with the 3-year-olds. He's in the 3-year-old camp, and I think I have to agree with him. I think one of them will come out victorious in the 6th race on the day. Moving along to race number 7, the feature race on the afternoon, Hollywoodbets Settlers Trophy, a listed contest over 2,000 meters. 3:30 is the off time. Triple time is your 28-10 favorite. 4-1 Somerset Morm, full brother to Charles Dickens, and I'm keen to see how he goes as he looks to get another win in this contest. It's 6-1 About the Future, 7-1 Master Redoute, Baratheon 8-1 into 7-1, Love is the Rose 8-1, 7-1, Flower of Saigon 10s into 8, and then it's 10-1 and Better Bar. Do you have a firm selection in this contest? Because I thought it's quite a trappy race.
No, I don't have a firm selection. I've got 3 horses in my place accumulator here, Rigel. This is a very, very tricky race. Of the horses that I don't have in my place accumulator who can definitely get a blow in, in fact, the answer to that is all of them. If I had to take a stab, I'd say number 2, Love is a Rose. I'd give her a very narrow top selection, but Baratheon's got her stone cold in the last run. But I thought Love is a Rose was a touch unlucky last time. Had she got going a stride earlier, she probably wins the race, but on paper Baratheon still got her measure. Tricky race. 2, 5 and 10 for me. Somerset Morn deserves a mention as well. Won over this course and distance roughly a year ago, beating Han Solo. In fact, won this race a year ago, the Settlers Trophy, beating Han Solo. So Lightning could strike again. The draw's obviously not an advantage, but the course and distance that does jump out to me. 1 from 1. you can win it once, you can win it again. So 10 Somerset Morn, despite being sparingly raced so far this year, definitely in the race. Two Lovers of Rose had a very good winter. She can kick on. Looks like she's developing now as a late 3-year-old, early 4-year-old. So she could have a few races on her radar this season. And, if you like number 2 Lovers of Rose, 5 Baratheon, got to be a huge shout as well. I've narrowed it down to those 3 in the place accumulator, but pick 6, if you like something, put it in. You'll go close to having the field in that leg of the pick 6, I think.
Yeah, it does seem to be one of those races where you don't want to take any chances. Throw in the field and hope for the best possible result. But 2, 5 and 10, the numbers for Alistair in the 7th. Moving along to race number 8 over 1,000 meters, a Cape A Stakes. And some nice horses stepping out here. 5 past 4 the off time. Rio Karari 12 to 10, 4 to 1 Mufasa, 5 to 1 Tempting Fate, 6 to 1 Paroshka, 7 to 1 Mr. Cobbs, 10 to 1 about the bottom 2. Now, as much as Rio Karari is the best weighted horse in the race, he's achieved the most. I don't know about him over 1,000 meters as a 7-year-old. I think he'd be better over 12. He's obviously returning off a layoff. He does run well fresh, but I think there's others that could challenge him.
Well, don't forget he's a Grade 1 winner over 1,000 meters. He has won the Cape Flying Championship as number 7, Rio Karari. I've simplified this race because he showed that he's got some life in those legs at his penultimate start. I know that was in May, and now he's sitting in late September, but that wasn't too long ago. Number 7, Rio Karari, showed that he's still got the zest for racing. He likes Hollywoodbets Durbanville, 5 starts, 2 wins, 3 places, 100% win place record at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. I mean, I hear you. He might have lost a little bit of that spark, and 1,200 meters might be better, having demonstrated that at the Champagne Stakes. But all in all, the other good horses in this race have just lost their way a little bit. 4 Tempting Fate, 5 Speed Machine. I don't think Fire Rally can win 1,000 meters. I think number 2, Mr. Cobbs, can be a bit of a danger here. I think that he races his game and he races against better horses, but I don't for one moment think that Mr. Cobbs can receive 3.5 kilos from Rio Karari over 1,000 meters and turn him over. So, maybe Swingers 2 and 7 the way to go here. 6 Mufasa ran a disappointing race last time. He's also low mileage of late. 7 Rio Karari for me, 12 to 10 for me is a nice price. I'm banking him everywhere.
Yeah, the source, Mr. Cobbs, I'm glad you touched on him, because if we go to the run on the 7th of January, when he received 4 kgs from Isi Vunga Vunga, I mean, when you look back at that piece of form, it looks to be a massive performance. So maybe he could just be the spring in the pack here, number 2, Mr. Cobbs, as picked out there by Alistair around 7 to 1 in the market with Anthony Andrews aboard. Moving along to race number 9, the KP Stakes over 1,000 meters, 16:40 is the off time. Mojo Man 4 to 1, Porke Tavas at 4 to 1. It is Benjamin 5 to 1, Pacific Green 7 to 1, Rod the Mod 8 to 1 into 7s, 7 to 1, Bluff on Bluff 10 to 1, and Better Ball. Those now. It's another race where I don't know how confident you can be on any runner in this race, but this horse Bluff on Bluff, he ran quite a nice race just 10 days ago. He's on a fairly quick backup. He enjoys track and trip, and that race where he ran second, that horse that ran third, I think it was Future Variety. He's obviously looks to be a nice horse and one that we can follow next time out, but I thought he ran with a lot of credit against some up-and-coming 3-year-olds last time out, Bluff on Bluff.
I hate to cop out in this race, but you can make a case for all 10. All of them are alive here. Every horse has got a chance. I've narrowed it down to 3 myself, and I almost feel uncomfortable with those 3 horses. They are 2 Barney McGrew, because I believe wherever Rod the Mod is, Barney McGrew will be in front of it. 3 kilos better off for a 2-length beating. Draws in Barney McGrew's favour this time around. I don't know if I could possibly have a win bet on number 2, Barney McGrew, but he'd be the horse that I'd be looking to load up in swingers and trifectas and quartets to potentially make things pay. Number 5, Gimme Lightning. Interesting that Justice State doesn't take many 2-year-olds to Durban. Obviously he qualified for the BSA Cup on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day, was beaten by Main Defender, but the fact that Justin took a 2-year-old to Durban to compete in a race, I think tells you that Justin might think number 5, Gimme Lightning, is above average, certainly to a degree. And then I was encouraged with number 8, number 8, Different Faces last run to Candy Town. Wish Candy Town ran on Tuesday, because I like what I see with that filly. And Different Face stayed on quite strongly last time out to finish 3.5 lengths behind. She got no weight on her back this time around. So I'd like to believe that she's a player as well. They all players, to be honest with you. Matter of survival in the final race. Anything can win a game. I think that I've helped punters in earlier races by going narrow. So in half the legs of the pick six where you need to load up, I think you can gain a bit of ground with the races I've gone large. So 2, 5, and 8 for me. Barney McGrew, give me lightning different face, but a lot in here need to be considered for the pick six in the second jackpot.
Yeah, just going through the card here with Alistair, it looks to be the exotics are the way that you want to play because they're going to be worth a very, very handsome dividend after race number 9. And speaking of exotics, Alistair's suggested bet is going to come up next. And Alistair, take us through your suggested bet for racing on Saturday.
Just with regards to the pick six and all the pools on this Saturday, it is a standalone Saturday at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. The Springboks obviously kick off late at night, and there's not much going on during the day. So I think the pools will be substantial. And I think looking at this card, there'll be a lot of punters who think, well, let's get a syndicate together. It is a Saturday. Put our minds together, play a big perm, and look for potentially a big dividend. So I think that will be the line of thinking for a lot of guys. But my suggested bet's to place accumulator starts in race 3, 10 past 1, 7 and 9, Song on myself and Night Vigil. I make that an absolute boat race by banker 10 Connery in the second leg, by banker 5 Princess Izzy in race 5, which is the third leg. I've opened up a bit in race 6, which is the fourth leg of the PA with the 3-year-olds, 4 Spring Palace, 6 Boogie Fired, 8 Dream with Envy, and 15 Lucha Verde. By 2, 5 and 10, Lovers a Rose, Baratheon, and Somerset Morm. By banker number 7, Rio Ferrari, and then the finale 2, 5 and 8, Barney McGrew, Gimme Lightning in different face.
That's Alistair's place accumulator for racing out at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Looks to be a tricky card, and as you heard from Alistair early on in the day, it looks to be where you can go lighter, and the latter races look to be very, very tough. Alistair, thanks very much for your time. All the best with racing on Saturday, and enjoy the call out at Fairview today.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Looking forward to what's going on this weekend. And obviously racing every day with the public holiday on Monday. So busy for you guys down in Durban too. But there's no doubt that all rooms facing the sea. And let it be a good end to the month as we get into October. And obviously next Saturday, Charles Dickens likely to return in the Hollywoodbets Matchroom Stakes at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. So a lot of excitement around as we get into the seasons.
Yeah, most definitely lots to look forward to in the coming days and the coming weeks. All the best, guys, with racing out at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Saturday. Hopefully, it's a profitable one.